Prime, ShartimusPrime, reading comics, toys are hella sick, hella whacking it, taking bad hits, taking bad shit, Subscribe.
This figure lets me lie to myself.
Hey, what's up you guys? ShartimusPrime here doing another Hot Toys figure review on the Hot Toys Iron Man 3 Movie Masterpiece 212 Mark 17 Heartbreaker Armor Iron Man 1/6 scale collectible figure. If you're trying to get this figure yourself, you can get it. Big. Get your big badass toys at BigBadToyStore.com. Click the link in the description below.
Nothing too new or crazy with the packaging over here. You can see we get the Heartbreaker, we get all these hexagons and everything right over there. It's kind of glossy right there where it says Heartbreaker, and then it bleeds right over on the side with the image. Same thing right over there. And then looking at the back, you get that beige Mark 42 look. It says Iron Man 3 at the top, and it says Iron Man 3 right there at the bottom, and we can do the Hot Toys plop in. Alright, and then looking right over here, you can see, again, it says the House Party Protocol, sir. And you can see all the people responsible for creating the figure, and we can pull this down, and there it is. Alright, let's get to it and crack this thing open. So here's the figure out of the packaging, and this is a pretty cool armor. It's a pretty significant armor compared to some of the other ones, or most of the other ones in Iron Man 3. This guy's dead center in that one shot when they all arrive. Tony tells him to go help Red Snapper, and this is also the suit that carries Rhodey over to the president. So I thought that was pretty neat. This guy had a pretty significant role. Unfortunately, though, my particular figure is defective, and it's got a few defects, and I'll go over them. But yeah, it's not like I kick my Hot Toys boxes or anything like that before I open these things. Had some really bad luck with this guy right over here. First and foremost, I want to talk about the base. Now, this is the base that he comes with, the same as the one that came with my Silver Centurion and my Star Boost. The threads are stripped or something on this one, and I don't know how, because when I plug this rod right into this one right here, it works just fine. So I know the issue is with this. So this needs to be replaced for it to work. It just doesn't screw in, and it's very, very annoying. Anyway, there's defect number one. Remember, always read your instruction booklet before you start posing the figure. This comes with the same set of batteries and the same tool that came with the Star Boost Armor Iron Man. The figure comes with your standard issue 6 interchangeable hands. You get your fisted hands, articulated hands, and your repulsor blast hands. As usual with these fisted hands, you can tell the LED light's not going to come through right over there, but nice gold paint apps on this. I really like these articulated hands. Oh yep, Bots likes this one. And then you can see that there's got the clear piece right over there. And then you get your repulsor blast hand, where it has this little angled out, so you could go. I really like the helmet sculpt on Heartbreaker a lot. This is pretty cool. Again, like the Star Boost, you can kind of lie to yourself and tell yourself it's the Guardians of the Galaxy armor, right? This is the armor that Iron Man wore in the comics. No, they don't really look that similar, actually. Or you can just accept the fact that this is the Heartbreaker armor and he's dead. He's not coming back, man. I don't know, maybe he will. But a lot of nice intricate pieces on this guy. This guy's just paneled out like crazy. Get some intentional scuffage right there. Nice silver paint apps. I like that. This is pretty cool looking. I'm really digging this helmet sculpt. At first I thought it was really weird, but I'm actually liking it more and more and more as I see it. Looking at the back, you can see some nice shading over the silver right over here. When you look at the top, you can see some more lines sculpted in there. I recommend just grabbing it by the sides right over here, and then it'll just come right off. So you got to put the batteries in there yourself, turn this on, and there he is with the LEDs, looking pretty cool. As I shut off a couple lights, it looks even cooler. And again, we get some cool shadowing over the gray silver sections over here. We get this weird black dot on there. That's a little defective. I don't know, not a big deal though. That's not part of the 3 anyway. This arc reactor actually has some silver painted on the inside of it, so I think that's a pretty neat touch. And again, some intentional wear right here, really making the figure pop, and you can see some of that black shadowing right there as well. Okay, here's a defect. This little piece just keeps popping off no matter what. I didn't even do anything really weird, man. Like Lando said, it's not my fault. It just came off on me, man. That's actually not that big of a deal. That could just be super glued right back on there. Yeah, but you can see this whole armor is actually pretty impressive, and I like it because of all these other panels around here. This is looking really nice over here. I just really like how this arm is detailed out. It's looking pretty cool, man. Get these little sections right there. Looking at the back of the figure, looks pretty cool too. I'm really digging. Now to light up the arc reactor, you gotta take off this panel right here. So it's this long piece just comes right out. And then you put in the batteries, which is not really that fun. It reminds me of that game Operation. And then boom, there it is. Looking pretty nice, man. And again, lights off over here. This looks really, really sick. Now to get the repulsor LEDs going, you gotta unscrew this and insert the batteries. Again, not very fun. And here's defect number 3. Yeah, it does not turn on. Oh god. And I put him in every which way. I switched him around and it still does not work. So I'm definitely gonna hit a Big Bad Toy Store and try to get an exchange for this one. Now, this side on the other hand works just fine. And it's kind of dim actually. Damn. It doesn't even really work that well when it does work. So that's a little bit of a bummer, man. Then looking at the rest of the figure from the waist down, again, a lot of attention to detail with those intentional scuffs and nice black shading throughout the armor. Looks really good, man. Like these intricate pieces right over there for the knee section. Looks pretty dope. And the boots look really good and everything, man. Liking it. Here's the bottom of the feet. Not a whole lot going on. Now this figure has decent articulation. Not my favorite out of all the Hot Toys Iron Man armors. For instance, the head cannot really look up so well. He has a neck joint and a ball peg right there for the head, and that's as far up as his head's gonna look. It does look down a reasonable amount. You get side-to-side movement over here, and you get some neck pivot. He has these spring-loaded shoulder pads right there, which are pretty cool, and it allows the shoulders to move outward that much. They will rotate forward, and they have a bicep swivel. They have double-jointed elbows, and then the wrists are on ball pegs, so you can move them all the way around. Do wish we had an armpit joint over here, but he does get a diaphragm joint. You have to push the button right there on this little, you know, the second to the last panel right there at the bottom, and then you lift that up, and that allows, you know, for some torso pivot. It can crunch back and forward a decent amount and rotate side to side. There isn't really a waist joint on this guy. You just get that one diaphragm joint, which is pretty useful. And then you get these little sections right here, these panels that lift up right there above the hips, and then you also get these little panels right there around the crotch area that flap up. And each of these hip joints can move up and down over here, and that helps with moving the legs outward. And it gets a little tricky, but you gotta lift those panels up and then move the leg all the way up that much, which is pretty cool. You get the thigh swivel over here. I really like the double jointed knees on this figure because there's this little silver section that sinks into the calf as you bend it inward, and I think that's really neat. I think that's a pretty cool function. And then the ankles move down. They move up a little bit. This little flap right here helps with moving the ankles up. You get some side-to-side movement, a little bit of ankle pivot, and you do get toe articulation. So there's a 1/6 scale figure, and he actually stands taller than 13 inches. Here's Heartbreaker compared to the Star Boost and Silver Centurion Hot Toys figures. Then here's Heartbreaker compared to the Tony Stark Workshop figure and the Red Snapper. And I wanted to see all four of these armors side by side like this. That's just how they appeared in the movie. I actually think there was another armor in between Heartbreaker and Red Snapper, and I don't know which armor that was. Leave a comment if you know. Here he's next to the comic version of the spacesuited Iron Man over here. You can see the little bit of resemblance with the designs, right? Of course, here he is next to the Marvel Legends Big Time Letdown Spider-Man. So here's the Heartbreaker with all three LEDs lit up over here, and he's on Star Boost stand right there, and it's a tongue twister, but yeah, this is a pretty cool looking figure. I actually really do like it. With all these little defects aside, I still think it's a pretty cool figure. The articulation is a bit weak, so I don't know. It has its plus and minuses just overall, minus all the defects and whatnot. You know, these extra armors from the Iron Man 3 movie, I don't think any of them are totally necessary in anyone's collection, especially the made-up ones like this. But I can't lie, overall, I think they're very cool. Anyway, I hope you guys liked my video. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment, let me know what you think of this armor, subscribe if you haven't already, check out this video right over here of the Star Boost Iron Man armor, and then check out right over here for the latest updates going over at Toy Sol. They showed off the Thanos for Hot Toys, along with the Hulkbuster Iron Man. I mean, all kinds of crazy stuff going on. Don't forget to check out MarvelousNews.com for a photo gallery of images from this review. I'll catch you guys later. Peace.
Crispy.
Alright, I think that was the one.
Yep.
You look good? Alright, cool.
Thank you. You have an audience.
Yeah.